Shetani ashinde mfululizo. 5,000 types of lies.
The greatness of a nation.
To speak truth to power.
Hi guys, how are you today? Thank you so much for tuning in to Sikiliza TV. My name is Wilson Ochar and I'll be a political analyst for today. And in today's topic of conversation, I'd like us to talk about the President William Ruto's State House Church meeting with the Akorino congregants. And many Kenyans have been asking, is this a Mount Kenya strategy or a political panic? Many Kenyans have asked, why did President William Ruto host the Akorino church members at State House? And was it genuine engagement or calculated political move? And if you're watching this channel for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so YouTube can notify you whenever we drop our latest political debrief. And our loyal subscribers, thank you for always tuning in, because without your support, this channel would not be where it is today. So let's just watch this video of President William Ruto hosting the Akorino congregants in State House. Then we're going to come and break it down for you.
Kwamba itapiga hatua ya kwenda mbele. Na vile vile kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, mimi nimesema nitaunganisha taifa letu la Kenya. Jamii zote za taifa letu la Kenya. Hapa State House sio mahali ya wengi peke yao. Hapa State House ni mahali ya wengi na mahali ya wachache. Na hii Kenya itapatikana nafasi ya kila mtu. Serikali ya Kenya inatosha Wakenya wote, wale wengi na wale wachache. Wale wa dini zote tutatoshea ndani ya hapa. Watu wa jamii zote tutatoshea ndani ya serikali ya Kenya, kwa sababu tunatoshea katika nchi ya Kenya. Na hiyo ndio mpango yangu, kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunaunganisha taifa letu la Kenya. Watu wa Coast kule pwani watakuwa ndani ya serikali ya Kenya. Watu wa Eastern watakuwa ndani ya serikali ya Kenya. Watu ya mlimani yote Central watakuwa ndani ya serikali. Watu ya Rift Valley watakuwa ndani, Northeastern watakuwa ndani, Western watakuwa ndani, Nyanza watakuwa ndani, kwa sababu hiyo ndio mapenzi ya Mungu. Umoja ni nguvu, na mahali penye umoja Mungu anaamurisha baraka. We truly want to be a blessed nation. We must build for unity. Tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja, tuweze kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele. Na hiyo ndio kazi mimi nitafanya. Kupanga mambo yenu ya maendeleo na kuleta Wakenya wote pamoja. Nimetembea sehemu nyingi ya taifa letu la Kenya. Nimekuwa Western, nimekuwa Nyanza, nimekuwa kule Coast, nimekuwa mlimani, naenda kesho Kisii na sehemu zingine, mpaka Kenya iwe moja. Na wale wanataka kutugawanya kwa ukabila na chuki, tutawaaibisha. They will not succeed. Hawatafaulu. Mnanielewa? They will not succeed. Unajua, kuna watu hawaelewi ya kwamba safari ya mimi na Akorino ilianza zamani. Kuna watu wanataka kujifanya ati wao ndio wamekuja kunitengenezea urafiki na nyinyi. Mimi nilijua hawa wa Akorino kama hawajachaguliwa, kama hawajakuwa viongozi. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Yes. Tulianza hiyo safari mbali, na tunaenda mbali pamoja. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwahakikishie, we are going to move together. Msikuwe na wasiwasi. Na wale wenye kiburi, hakuna madharau, hakuna matusi, hawa msijali na wao. Ukiona mtu ambaye hakuna kiburi, hakuna matusi, hakuna madharau, kiongozi, Hiyo ni kumaanisha huyo mtu hafai kuongoza. If you are not patient enough to be led, you are not made of the material to lead. Buri mingi na wawache madharau na wawache matusi. Hii State House ni ya Wakenya wote, ni ya wale wengi na pia ni ya wale wachache. Najua watu wengi wamesumbuka sana na vile nimealika watu wakuja State House. Mwingine alikuja hapa akasema, wewe rais umeshukisha, hii State House imekuja chini sana. Watu wale rejareja wanakuja hapa. Hapa inatakana marais, balozi, sijui na nani, wadosi, wale watu wana pesa. Lakini nimewaeleza sio ya kwamba nimeshukisha State House kuja chini, hapana. Nimeinua wananchi wakakuja juu ndio wapige hapa State House. Ama namna gani jameni? Mtu mwenyewe hapo na tumbo kubwa alafu unauliza mambo ya chakula. Ati sijui nani amepeleka tumbo. Kama ilikuwa ni mtu ya kubebana matumbo, si ni wale wako tumbo kubwa ndio wangekuwa wanaulizwa. So nyinyi, hata mimi nikitembea natembeanga na tumbo yangu. Ama chakula si yako. Mwenye kupika si bibi yako. Mwenye kualikana si wewe. Mahali watu wameketi si kwako. Wewe unauliza State House nini? Mimi ndio kusema hapa ama namna gani? Si ndio? Kwa hivyo nyinyi karibuni sana State House. Karibuni kabisa. Na wakiendelea nitawakaribisha tena. Alafu nione ile watafanya. Ama namna gani? Kujeni tuombe pamoja. Nionekane niko pamoja na Wakikuyu kwa sababu mmekuja kunitembelea. Pale kwa gate kila mtu anapewa 3,000 akiingia. Unajua pale Kikuyuni hakuna kitu naweza fanya na Ruto sasa bila biashara. Hata maombi lazima alipe. Sasa watu walimalizana na yeye. Sasa hapo na Wakorino wanawatakanya. Ndio yeye nijia na anasema nyinyi wasaliti, si ndio? Hao watu wachache ni wasaliti. Wakorino hapana hivyo. Kwa hiyo maneno hiyo ni watu wanatafutia tumbo zao. Sijui nyinyi mtaniunga mkono, mko na 1.2 million votes. Wewe William Ruto hujaelewa hii watu ya mlima.
Yeah, guys, what happened at State House is that President William Ruto recently hosted members of the Akorino Church at State House, and a move that immediately raised eyebrows across the country. And the reason why many Kenyans ask is why, and it's because State House meetings are usually formal and strategic, not impromptu religious gatherings. And this is where the controversy begins, because former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's explosive claims has come out strongly, alleging that the meeting was impromptu and the attendees were mobilized and paid, and the goal was to create the perception that Mount Kenya still supports President William Ruto. But if true, this shifts the narrative from engagement to political optics. And so many Kenyans have formulated several theories online, and one of the theories is that this is a 2022 playbook return, in that many Kenyans believe that this is a repeat of the 22 campaign strategy back then, where President William Ruto heavily engaged church networks in Mount Kenya and donated generously using religious platforms to build trust and visibility. And what was the result? The result was a strong support from Mount Kenya region, but after the election, and especially after the fallout of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, that support began to decline. Now the theory is simple. The president is going back to the same playbook, and many Kenyans are wondering if it will succeed again. Let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Will the president's 2022 strategy of approaching Mount Kenya, will it succeed? Will he be able to gain as many votes as he did last time? Let me know in the comment section. The second theory many Kenyans have formulated is the President William Ruto was responding to Honorable Rigathi Gachagua after this meeting was not random, because many believe it was a direct response to the former deputy president following the viral speech at former MP David Kiaraho in Nyandarua, where he openly criticized and confronted the president. And that speech shifted political momentum in Mount Kenya. So this State House meeting could be a counter move, a message that the president still has religious backing. Guys, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Was President William Ruto responding to Rigathi Gachagua by holding this strategic meeting with the Akorino congregants at State House? Let me know in the comment section. The third theory many Kenyans have formulated is this is the Mount Kenya strategy. Many believe that President William Ruto is changing tactics because traditional political rallies in Mount Kenya are losing impact. So the alternative is to engage traditional and religious groups such as the Corino Church, the cultural and community networks, and the goal is to salvage and rebuild support ahead of 2027 general election. And if it's not full dominance, every vote will count. Guys, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Is this a Mount Kenya strategy? Is President William Ruto re-strategizing the way to approach Mount Kenya? Is he going to use the Akorino Church and cultural and community networks? Let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? And the fourth theory many Kenyans have formulated is the religion and sympathy angle. This is where it gets more strategic, because some Kenyans believe that the president is positioning himself through religion, and the reason is in order to gain sympathy and moral legitimacy, so that any political attacks against him can be framed as attacks against a leader chosen by God. We've seen this before, opponents being labeled as anti-religion. Historically, the narrative worked against Raila Odinga in Mount Kenya, and now some believe the same formula is being reintroduced. Guys, let me know about your thoughts. Is this the same strategy President William Ruto is trying to use on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua? We all know former Prime Minister Raila Odinga was in a propaganda was projected as a devil worshipper, as anti-religion, and which was used to mobilize support against him in Mount Kenya. Could this be the same strategy President William Ruto is applying on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua? Please let me know in the comment section. The fifth theory many Kenyans have formulated is that Gachagua's warning and internal division, in that the former DP didn't hold back because he accused some religious leaders of being compromised and acting in self-interest, and calling out sections of the Akorino community. His message was Mount Kenya must remain politically united. But the twist is his remarks may also reveal internal cracks, because not everyone in Mount Kenya is aligned under one leader, which raises the big question, is Mount Kenya truly united? Guys, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Is Mount Kenya united behind former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua? Or does President William Ruto still command a section of Mount Kenya, which is the reason why the president holds this Akorino Church meeting at State House? Let me know about your thoughts. I'll appreciate it in the comment section. And finally, the State House meeting was not just a religious gathering. It may represent a political recalibration, the battle of Mount Kenya influence, and the early move of 2027, because in Kenyan politics, perception is power, and alliances and everything. Yeah, guys, let me know, is this a strategy of President William Ruto to politically recalibrate his way into the second term of his presidency? And is there a battle for Mount Kenya influence between President William Ruto and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua? Let me know in the comment section. And questions for you, my fellow viewers, is, was the State House meeting genuine or political strategy? What are your thoughts? I think it's political strategy. We know President William Ruto is a shrewd politician. Many have claimed that, including the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has claimed that President William Ruto does not command any influence in Mount Kenya, but clearly President William Ruto is out to prove that. And whether this will be the case, we will find out in 2027. But let's wait and see how it's going to unfold. But let me know about your thoughts. Is it was the meeting genuine, or was it a political strategy? Let me know in the comment section. And second, is President Ruto losing support in Mount Kenya? Let me know. What are your thoughts? Is President William Ruto still losing support in Mount Kenya? He still has Deputy President Kithure Kindiki on his side. It is believed that Deputy President Kithure Kindiki still commands Mount Kenya East. And so what are your thoughts? Is President Ruto losing support in Mount Kenya? Let me know in the comment section. And lastly, should religion play a role in political mobilization? Let me know in the comment section, guys. What are your thoughts? Should religion play a role in political mobilization? We all know how President William Ruto moved in the 2022 general elections. He was generously donating in churches. He was always in church meetings. So is this should religion play a role in political mobilization? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. And if you watched this video up to this point, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and colleagues who like watching political debriefs. And remember, we don't just follow politics, we question it. And stay informed, stay critical, and stay tuned to Sikiliza TV. It has been my time. My name is Wilson Ochar. I've been your political analyst for today, and thank you so much for tuning in with us. And please support my campaign. I'm running for member of county assembly in Adu Ward, Kilifi County. Visit my website wilsonochar.com and follow me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and connect with me online, and I'll answer all your questions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.